my reliable and patient Taurus friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. You've carried a quiet ache beneath your steady surface, Taurus. Even now, as the week begins, there's a subtle tension you can almost touch, like the gentle pressure of a wish that hasn't been spoken aloud. Maybe you've been surrounded by what looks like comfort, yet there's a persistent sense that something is missing or unfinished, a soft stirring behind your patience. You notice it in the way you pause before answering, in the moments you linger just a little longer in your favorite chair, or in the way you weigh your words. Others may see you as grounded, but inside you're holding on to an unexpressed hope, something rich and deeply personal, not quite ready for the world. It's the tension between savoring what you have and wondering about what could be, and it colors your interactions with a subtle yearning. The people closest to you may sense it too, even if they can't name it. This week, a part of you seeks to feel truly satisfied, not just comfortable. There's a longing for your deeper desires to be seen, not only by others but by yourself. And in that longing, you sense both vulnerability and strength. As the days unfold, you find yourself living in the spirit of the 9 of Cups. This isn't about outward celebration. It's the feeling of sitting in a room filled with everything you thought you needed, only to realize your heart is searching for something more genuine, more nourishing. You may feel a sense of pride in what you've achieved, and even gratitude for the small pleasures you've gathered along the way. Yet a quiet question remains: is this enough? Sometimes satisfaction brings relief, but sometimes it highlights what's still missing. You notice how you move through familiar routines, savoring the taste of your morning coffee or the softness of your pillow at night. These moments are rich, but you're aware of a subtle emptiness, a desire that lingers at the edge of comfort. You might feel torn between gratitude for all that is present and the quiet ache for something just out of reach. This inner state isn't restless, it's contemplative, almost meditative. You find yourself reflecting on past efforts and wondering where your energy wants to go next. There's an unspoken invitation in the air, an urge to honor your desires without guilt, to let yourself want what you want. The satisfaction you feel is real, but it is layered, complex. You're learning that fulfillment is not a finish line, but a living, changing thing. It asks you to notice what's true for you right now, to name your own happiness without apology, and to let yourself be seen in your wholeness, not just your contentment. From this place of recognition, your path begins to shift. The subtle longing and self-awareness you hold serve as a gentle nudge, guiding you toward new expressions. As you sit with the fullness and the ache, you may notice yourself becoming more open to experience, more willing to let your energy spill into new places. The comfort you've built becomes the foundation for something more dynamic, and that quiet question, "What do I truly want?" starts to shape your actions. The inner tension becomes a source of movement, not just reflection. You feel drawn to test your voice, to take up a little more space, to consider possibilities that you once set aside. The path ahead isn't about abandoning comfort, it's about letting it support your next step. That's where the week's story begins to unfold, each small decision tracing a line from your heart's longing to the world outside. As the energy of the Queen of Wands colors your path, momentum gathers in subtle but undeniable ways. You may notice a new spark of initiative, a desire to engage, to speak, to create. The pressures of the week don't arrive as sudden storms, but as steady invitations to participate more fully in your own life. Perhaps someone asks for your input, and you feel a flicker of excitement mixed with uncertainty. Maybe a project or conversation pulls you in, and you sense your own influence growing. There's a friction between your natural steadiness and a rising urge to express yourself more boldly. Old habits of restraint may surface, reminding you of times you played it safe, but there's also a warmth that helps you move beyond hesitation. It's as if the world is gently coaxing your fire into the open. The Queen of Wands is not about dramatic gestures. She is about presence, confidence, and the willingness to trust your instincts. You may find yourself making decisions more intuitively, reaching out to others, or allowing your passions to show. These choices are not always comfortable, but they bring a sense of vitality. The week's pressures come as moments when you feel challenged to step forward even when you're unsure of the outcome. Momentum gathers each time you choose to be seen, to share an idea, or to stand by what feels true, even if your voice trembles a little. Through all this, there is a growing recognition that your influence is needed, not for applause but for the quiet satisfaction of being fully present. As you navigate this friction, you discover that your path is made not of grand movements, but of small, lived expressions of your real self. Potential rarely announces itself with certainty. Instead, it opens quietly, like a door you might almost miss if you aren't paying attention. The possibility held in this week depends on how fully you step into your own experience, how honestly you meet the longing and the invitation to act. Only through this conscious engagement does something new become available. If you hold back, the days may pass with little change, but if you answer the inner nudge, even gently, you might find the world meeting you in ways you hadn't expected. The movement from comfort to courage is gradual, built on each small moment you allow yourself to show up more fully. This is not about forcing change, but about allowing it to unfold through your presence. The world glimmers at the edge of your awareness, not as a destination, but as an opening. When you meet the moment with honesty, acknowledging both your satisfaction and your longing, a new sense of belonging becomes possible. The world is less about achievement and more about integration. You may feel a subtle shift, as if your life fits together in a way that makes sense to you, even if nothing dramatic happens on the surface. There's a sense of completion, not because you have everything you want, but because you are living from your center. This week, growth shows up as a gentle expansion of your comfort zone. You might find yourself welcoming experiences that once felt intimidating, or recognizing connections that deepen your sense of place. The invitation here is simple: to inhabit your life with a little more trust, to allow endings and beginnings to exist in the same breath. When you let your inner desires and outer actions align, even quietly, a new kind of fulfillment emerges, not the perfection of a wish granted, but the wholeness of being present to yourself and your world. In that space, you discover that everything belongs and that your presence is enough. As the week draws to a close, the story of these 3 cards weaves into a quiet tapestry. You began with a longing beneath your comfort, a subtle ache that asked to be seen. The 9 of Cups revealed the richness and complexity of your inner world, the satisfaction that is real but never final. That awareness became a gentle nudge, guiding you to participate more actively, to let the fullness and the ache move you toward real engagement. The Queen of Wands offered you the warmth and courage to act, to bring your desires into conversation with the world around you. Each step you took, no matter how small, was both a risk and a reward. Through conscious presence, you created the possibility for a new sense of belonging, the quiet completion suggested by the world. This isn't the end of your story, but a moment of integration. The longing and the satisfaction, the comfort and the courage all come together here. You are reminded that fulfillment is not a static thing, but a movement, a living process. Nothing is wasted, nothing is missing. Even the tensions and uncertainties are part of your wholeness. As you move forward, you can rest in the knowledge that your steady heart is enough to hold both longing and contentment. The world meets you where you are. Actionable insights for Taurus this week. Let yourself linger in moments that feel both comfortable and a little unfamiliar. Try offering a genuine compliment or thanks to someone when you notice it rising. If you feel drawn to start something small that excites you, see how it feels to take that first step. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I notice what feels true for me. My voice and presence matter here. I allow myself to want more. Each part of me is welcome in this moment. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.